Audi pushes on into six-figure territory with this RS Q8, targeted at those who come in search of the ultimate high-performance luxury SUV. Its twin-turbo V8 puts out 600 PS, so this car is astonishingly rapid. But perhaps what's even more impressive is the way it can transmit its torque to the tarmac along a twisting road. Politically incorrect the RS Q8 may be, but it's still very desirable indeed. I'm not quite sure what your idea of the ultimate money-no-object performance luxury SUV might be, but it's quite likely that it has a VW Group-sourced twin-turbocharged 4-litre petrol V8 beneath the bonnet. That engine's common to the Porsche Cayenne Coupe Turbo, the Lamborghini Urus, and this car, the Audi RS Q8. The other potential contenders for your sizeable cheque in this segment are also V8s, the BMW X6M Competition and the Mercedes-AMG GLE Coupe 63S. All are extreme, all are very fast, and all are difficult to justify in a world of melting polar ice caps. But I'm guessing that if you're viewing this, you'd love to own any one of them. But why this Audi in particular? Well, it's the fastest SUV around the infamous Nürburgring Nordschleife racetrack, 7 minutes 42.253 seconds if you're interested, so there are bragging rights with that. Perhaps more significantly, on paper at least, it's got more power than the Porsche, it's vastly more affordable than the Lamborghini, and there's more technology than the BMW and Mercedes. Sounds promising. If you're a bit disappointed by the idea of the SQ8 with its twin-turbo petrol engine, here's an uber-fast Audi SUV that will get your blood pumping again. Let's start with that 4-litre twin-turbo V8 petrol engine, which here develops 600 PS, a little more than it does in the Porsche Cayenne Coupe Turbo, and a little less than it does in the Lamborghini Urus. It's enough to somehow convey this huge 2.3-ton SUV from rest to 62 miles an hour in just 3.8 seconds, and you need only around 10 seconds more to get to 125 miles an hour on the way to a maximum, where unrestricted and only for the very brave, of 190 miles an hour. Drive is delivered via an 8-speed Tiptronic auto gearbox to a quattro 4-wheel drive system that can apportion up to 80% of torque to the rear, though a 40-60 split front to rear is its more usual setting. And to manage it all, there's an active torque vectoring limited slip differential. Lots more has also gone on to help handle all that power. You get a wider track, 10mm more at the front and 5mm more at the rear for a squatter stance, and there are bigger brakes of course, and revised damper rates for the adaptive air suspension. Standard or optional depending on trim are two further features, a 48-volt anti-roll system and a 4-wheel steer setup that reduces cornering understeer and promotes the kind of turning ability you'd think would be impossible for a car of this size. There's the usual drive mode system, and your favourite blend of attributes can be stored and summoned by pushing the provided RS button on the steering wheel, which has two settings, RS1, where perhaps you'd store your more laid-back settings, and RS2, for when you want to select a more aggressive demeanour. There's plenty of pavement theatre here, as you'd expect from a coupe-style large sporting SUV, especially one this powerful. The sleek, sweeping profiles enhanced by widened arches, and depending on the spec level you choose, the wheels are either 22 or 23 inches in size. There's an imposing octagonal single-frame front grille and HD matrix LED headlights surround it. Plus, there are bespoke RS bumpers along with a bespoke RS front spoiler lip and rear diffuser insert. At the back, there's the full-width light strip, which is characteristic of all high-end Audi models, plus a set of RS dual-branch tailpipes sit in a bespoke RS diffuser. At the wheel, the interior highlight lies with Audi's superb winged super sport seats, which are trimmed with diamond-stitched Valcona leather upholstery. As usual, in a large luxury Audi, the centre part of the fascia is made up of two large touchscreens with haptic and acoustic feedback. The upper display, which is integrated in a large high-gloss black bezel, is almost invisible when switched off and is used to control the infotainment and navigation systems. You'll use the lower display for managing the heating and air conditioning functions, as well as convenience features and text input, which can be done with your fingertips. As you'd expect, the Audi virtual cockpit screen for the instrument binnacle is standard, and the top variant gets a head-up display too. There's also a double-stitched leather dash top, carbon fibre trimming for the doors and the mid area of the fascia, and DTM-style Alcantara finishing for the gear stick and for the steering wheel. Unlike the SUV this model is based on, the Q7, this design can't offer a third seating row. But Audi insists that there's ample room for 3 people across the back seat, pointing out that the interior space exceeds that of direct competitors in almost all relevant dimensions. The rear bench seat plus package is standard, which means that the rear seat can slide and recline. And of course, there's a centre armrest with pop-out cup holders. You can have a separate air conditioning zone, and you can also have these rear side blinds. The luggage compartment holds 605 litres, which increases to 1,755 litres with the rear backrest folded down. 2 golf bags can easily fit in diagonally. There's a big step of just over £20,000 to go from the 3-litre TFSI-powered petrol 507 PS SQ8 to this RS Q8 model. The standard RS Q8 costs around £102,000, but many potential buyers will want to upgrade, either to this carbon black variant with its meaner look and RS Sport exhaust system, which from launch was priced from around £112,500, or possibly to the RS Q8 Vorsprung flagship version, which costs around £120,000. And that's the variant you have to get 4-wheel steering and the 48-volt anti-roll system. Standard equipment includes RS sport seats, rear privacy glass, a multicoloured extended LED interior lighting pack, a power-operated tailgate, advanced keyless entry, and the Audi virtual cockpit instrument binnacle screen. Plus, of course, there's a whole host of camera-driven safety features, though plenty of additional ones also reside on the options list. Talking of options, there is of course lots of scope to pay more. With the standard RS Q8, you can add red brake calipers and aluminium roof rails, plus a panoramic glass roof. Unless you're buying into top Vorsprung specification, you'll also want to consider the comfort and sound pack, which for just over £2,000 more adds a Bang & Olufsen premium sound system with 17 speakers and 730 watts, plus heated front and rear outer seats, a 360-degree surround view camera, and a park assist system that guides you into spaces. You won't be expecting this RS Q8 to be inexpensive to run. If that was at all an issue for you in buying a high-performance Q8, you'd be more likely to consider the SQ8 model, though that's not that cheap to run either. With this RS Q8, you're looking at a WLTP-rated combined consumption figure ranging between 20.0 and 20.5 miles to the gallon, and a WLTP CO2 emissions reading of between 320 and 314 grams per kilometre. Servicing your RS Q8 should be no more taxing than is the case with one of the company's smaller cars. As usual with Audi models, there's a choice of either a fixed or a flexible servicing regime, the choice between the two depending on the extent of your likely annual mileage. The fixed schedule is aimed at drivers covering fewer than 10,000 miles a year and includes an oil change service every 9,000 miles or every year, plus an inspection service every 19,000 miles or every 2 years. If you cover more than 10,000 miles a year, the flexible service schedule will be more appropriate. This regime including oil change and inspection services at variable intervals of up to every 19,000 miles or every 2 years. Insurance is Group 50E. It's hard not to admire what this RS Q8 can do. It would be astonishingly quick on a racetrack and fantastically fleet point to point on a twisting country road. You could even take it off-road. The air suspension raises the whole car by 50mm for greater ground clearance on rough tracks. And towing will be straightforward too. Given the six-figure asking price, I was a bit disappointed that key driving aids like four-wheel steering and the 48-volt anti-roll system don't come as standard. You'll need these to be able to experience everything this RS Q8 can really do. But when fully kitted out, this car can give you almost everything you get in a Lamborghini Urus for £40,000 to £50,000 less, which in turn makes it very special indeed.